People have been harping about their romantic woes for decades. Welcome to MsMojo, and today I'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 romance movies of the 1970s.
I like it when you get an uncontrollable urge.
For this list, we'll be looking at films that fit squarely in the romance genre. So romantic dramas and comedies are okay. Romance must be the driving plot of the film, so movies that are first and foremost thrillers, biopics, comedies, or action flicks with romantic side plots will not be considered.
Just make sure you stay off my spot.
Number 10, The Heartbreak Kid.
Are you glad we waited? Are you, Lynn?
Choosing the right person to marry can be hard. What if 5 days into the marriage you find someone better? Well, that was the plot of this dark romantic comedy. Soon after arriving in Miami for his honeymoon, hapless sporting goods salesman Lenny develops an attraction to Kelly, a seductive college student on vacation with her family. Hardly a blueprint for maintaining a healthy marriage, the film was not afraid to take shots at the institution of marriage and love as a whole.
You stay away from her. I don't hand out my daughter to newlyweds.
Driven by the promise of something better, Lenny is just another hopeless romantic unable to make a decision. Beloved by critics, the film was noteworthy enough to garner a remake in 2007.
Thank you. It was really cool of you to get involved.
Number 9, Days of Heaven.
To love and to cherish, till death us do part.
Love and tragedy seem to go hand in hand. After a violent encounter with his boss, Bill absconds to Texas with his girlfriend Abby and younger sister Linda. Looking to start a new life, Bill and Abby concoct a scheme whereby Abby seduces a dying farmer in the hope he'll leave everything to her when he passes. Unfortunately, these things never go down as scripted. The film revolves around the love triangle that emerges between Bill, Abby, and the rich farmer.
I think I love you.
What a nice thing to say.
While at times the movie sacrifices storytelling for cinematography, what remains consistent is the characters' desire to remain together. It is their love that keeps the film rolling and audiences intrigued.
I never wanted to fall in love with you.
Nobody asked you to.
Number 8, The Goodbye Girl.
You know, you drove me bananas the first time I saw you through the crack in that door. I said to myself, this is the best half a face I ever laid eyes on.
Who doesn't love a little Richard Dreyfuss? Set in Manhattan, this film follows Paula, a dancer eager to resume her career, her daughter Lucy, and Elliot, an aspiring actor who has recently entered their lives. Having been burned by men in the past, Paula is skeptical of Elliot, sweet as he may be.
You're dynamite, you know? I love listening to you talk. I hate living with you, but your conversation is first class.
The film is notable for its strong performances, as well as its realistic portrayal of two people struggling to come to terms with their feelings for one another. The film acts as a lesson in not letting past relationships deter you from finding happiness.
Are we going to sleep with each other tonight?
You know, of all the right up front girls I know, you are the right up frontest.
Nominated for 5 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, the film was mostly a critical and commercial success.
I spent 20 years building up my ego, and when I really need it, it locks itself in the John.
Number 7, Last Tango in Paris.
It's over. Right. It's over, and then it begins again.
Bold, provocative, and unmistakably sexy, this film raised eyebrows across the globe. Set in Paris, the recently widowed Paul begins an anonymous sexual relationship with a young engaged woman named Jeanne. When one of them doesn't want the relationship to end, tensions come to a breaking point.
I prefer to go to the hotel. Come on, let's go to the hotel. Come on.
Listen, let's dance.
When the film was initially released, it was met with considerable controversy for its graphic portrayal of sex and sexual violence. Many countries either censored or banned the film completely. While many of the love scenes are not for the faint of heart, one cannot argue that there was some seriously steamy chemistry between stars Marlon Brando and Maria Schneider.
You have been had.
Oh, really?
I don't want to know anything about your past, baby.
Number 6, Manhattan.
Well, you knew my history when you married me.
Yeah, I know. My analyst warned me, but you were so beautiful that I got another analyst.
Who else to finish off a decade of memorable romantic films than Woody Allen? Having already lent his hand to such classics as Annie Hall and Play It Again, Sam, the world-famous auteur returned to New York to film another masterpiece. The film follows Isaac, a recently divorced television writer struggling to balance his various romantic endeavors. Yet when he falls for his best friend's mistress, problems arise.
You know, you got a good sense of humor. You actually do.
Hey, thanks. I don't need you to tell me that. You know,
No.
I've been making good money off it for years.
Allen's trademark wit and unique storytelling ability shine through from start to finish. While the film is at times humorous, Its main draw is the attraction that exists between Alan and his co-star Diane Keaton. Love can be many things, but in the pantheon of Alan's work, it is never perfect.
Oh, that's just my theory, but I think it's correct.
Number 5. Love Story.
Love means never having to say you're sorry.
For as long as there have been movies, the cinematic trope of two people from different social backgrounds falling in love has existed. Such is the basic plot of this 70s romance. When the affluent Oliver falls for working-class Jenny, his parents are incensed. Cut off financially, Oliver nevertheless begins a life with his newfound lover.
Jenny, you don't believe I love you?
Yes, but in a crazy sort of way, I think you also loved my negative social status.
No.
Sometimes viewed as the catalyst for the modern-day chick flick, Love Story is overflowing with a mixture of tender and tragic moments, taking the viewer on a roller coaster of emotion. While the film hasn't aged that well, its central message of fighting for the one you love remains a staple in modern cinema.
Someday you're going to have to come up with the courage to admit you care.
I care.
Number 4. The Way We Were.
If I push too hard, it's because I want things to be better. I want us to be better. I want you to be better.
How far can two polar opposites make it in a relationship? This is the question that resides at the core of The Way We Were. The film follows Katie, a political activist with strong moral convictions, and Hubble, a passive screenwriter always looking to take the easy way out. As the story unfolds, the two characters struggle to maintain a balanced relationship.
Are you really so sure of everything you're so sure of?
Sure. Aren't you?
Grounded in realism, the film takes an unflinching look into the lives of two people on opposite ends of the political and ethical spectrum. Filled with tense moments and swoon-worthy performances, this romantic feature came in at number 6 on AFI's list of 100 Years, 100 Passions.
Everything would be easy and uncomplicated, the way it was when we were young.
Katie, it was never uncomplicated.
But it was lovely.
Number 3. Harold and Maude.
Like some licorice?
Imagine the pitch meeting for this classic 70s flick. Young Harold is obsessed with death, often attending funerals to fulfill his strange preoccupation. When he runs into Maude at one of these viewings, the two quickly realize they have more in common than they could have ever imagined.
I decided then that I enjoyed being dead.
I understand. A lot of people enjoy being dead.
While the movie comes with plenty of oddball moments, it is first and foremost a love story. Although it wasn't well received the first time around, the film has developed a cult following due to the unique narrative of a young man falling in love with a much older woman. What remains striking about Harold and Maude isn't the disparity of age between the two, but more the love they exude from start to finish.
Harold loves Maude. And Maude loves Harold.
Number 2. Annie Hall.
Do you love me?
Love is too weak a word for I love you.
Yes, they make the list again. During the 70s, Diane Keaton and Woody Allen were practically inseparable. However, when people reminisce about their body of work, one film stands above the rest. In this seminal romantic comedy, Allen plays comedian Alvy Singer with Keaton in the titular role of Annie Hall. The movie traces the ups and downs of their relationship, offering glimpses into the minds of two people unsure of what they truly want.
I've got to see a picture exactly from the start to the finish, because I'm anal.
That's a polite word for what you are.
The film delves into and revolves around the themes of love and sexuality, dipping and diving through them seamlessly. Annie Hall is a testament to the fact that being in a relationship is hard work, and sometimes letting go is the only answer.
You're like New York City. You're just this person. You're like this island unto yourself.
I can't enjoy anything unless everybody is. If one guy is starving someplace, that's, I puts a crimp in my evening.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
You always could see through me, couldn't you?
That's okay, because I've always loved what I've seen.
Number 1. Grease.
Sandy?
Tell me about it, Steph.
A bumping soundtrack, two charismatic leads, and an indelible romance. Such was Greece's recipe for success.
My parents want to invite you over tea on Sunday. Do you want to come?
I don't like tea.
Surprised to learn that they're attending the same school for senior year, Greaser Danny and Good Girl Sandy must cast aside their established identities in order to ignite the flame of passion that burns so deeply during their summer holiday.
Danny, is this the end?
Of course not. It's only the beginning.
This film was an instant hit with fans and critics alike. The chemistry between the two leads, as well as their respective friend groups, connected with audiences in a profound way. At the core of the film is a message that yells love cannot be denied.
The summer
Hilarious, sexy, and downright fun, this 70s romance will never be forgotten.
You're the one that I want. You're the one I want. Ooh, 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 honey. The one that I want. You're the one I want. Ooh, 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 honey.
Do you agree with our list? What is your favorite romance movie of the 1970s?
Now I think I'm going to be a waiter in Gibraltar.
Too obvious.
For more entertaining top 10s published daily, be sure to subscribe to MsMojo.
See you.